Good afternoon, everyone. Ken Shreve here with Justin Nielsen with a look at your stock market today for Tuesday, May 21st. Okay, we're at the close here. Nice day of outperformance for the Nasdaq Composite, up about, looks like 1.1%. That index fueled by strength in semiconductor stocks with the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index up more than 2%. And let's see, we've got the S&P 500 up, looks like about 0.7% or so. So good solid up session for the market. Volume though, Justin, as we've been seeing, a little bit disappointing again.
Yeah, and that's the thing is at one point we were looking at this as a possible follow-through day, and there really was never any volume behind any of the move for most of the day. And we're still in that very news-driven market, where yesterday it was Huawei, and then today it's Huawei again, and that's kind of just driving the force of a lot of the semiconductor movement. And it's really hard to trade in a news-driven market like that. So that's just one of the things that's making it very difficult right now.
Okay, so a solid up session, and we're going to take a look at a chart of the Nasdaq. Now we're talking about an index that is still technically in a little bit of trouble here. Nice percentage gain today and lower volume, but it still has some work ahead of it to improve itself.
Yeah, I mean today really just filled in the gap down from yesterday. So we still have that resistance level that's potentially setting up right there at the 50-day moving average line, and then beyond that we've got to get back above that 8,000 level. That was kind of a resistance line in the sand from earlier.
Right. It's also a solid day. We should point out for the Russell 2000, that was up mostly in line with the Nasdaq Composite today. Maybe a little bit more outperformance, but good day for small caps too. All right, let's take a look at some individual stocks here. We're going to start with the stock of the day, which you can read about right on the homepage at investors.com right now. It's a company called MSCI, maybe a name that people haven't heard of. They're an indexer, and
yeah. So this was Morgan Stanley Capital. Then they had a lot of analytics that they offer, and they're very well known for the indexes that they provide, especially in emerging markets, a lot of international indexes. But you can see one of the things about this chart that's very compelling is that it's just had a lot of tight action. This is not giving up ground, whereas the market kind of pulled back. This is really not giving up ground. It's being well contained by the 50-day moving average line. It has institutional support. You've got, let's see, Fidelity Magellan in there, T. Rowe Price, New Horizons. So this is just, when we're in market and correction phase, we want to be aware of what stocks are holding up well, and this is one of them.
Still finding a lot of decent-looking charts out there. Okay, next stock we're going to take a look at, again, another name that may not be widely known, Armstrong World Industry. They're a maker of flooring products, ceiling products for residential markets, and this is a stock showing very similar price action to MSCI.
Yeah, if you look at the weekly chart on this, it's very similar, but on the daily, what you can really see here is that the 50-day moving average, again, is providing, a level that is containing this. It's not even come down to the 50-day moving average line in this case. So it's just been holding very tight for the last few weeks here, and it's not a big mover, but it's been steady so far.
Yeah, good. Another stock showing relative strength. Okay, we want to take a look at software names also outperformed today. Looked in the IBD 50. A lot of software stocks outperformed again today. So I want to take a look at Autodesk. They report earnings after the close tomorrow, and this is a maker of computer-aided design software, and really a stock that is acting pretty well ahead of earnings. What does the chart look like here?
Well, and this is one that we've had on leaderboard a number of times, so it's been a strong performer, and you can see that the recent action is, ever since January, again, the 50-day line has contained this entire move. So it's gone up, it's taken a little bit of a break, had a base, and then it really gets support at that 50-day moving average line. So this is really kind of the second test of the 50-day moving average line since it tried to break out earlier this year. And again, it's so far so good. It's really didn't give up much ground after breaking out, and that's a positive thing, especially when you see the market pulling back like it is. We always are looking for those stocks that are holding up well.
Yeah, outstanding fundamentals at Autodesk, another company that has transitioned very successfully to the cloud computing model. And last buy point here for Autodesk was 169.15, so this one still may even be within that 5% buy zone. We are still in a market correction where new buys are quite risky, but definitely Autodesk holding up up well ahead of earnings tomorrow. So finally, let's take a look at Toll Brothers. They were going to report earnings after the close. We'll see what results look like. But this is a stock that was acting pretty well, holding near a 38.06 buy point, and we'll see what the numbers look like after the close today.
Yeah, so a lot of the home builders, of course, had a little bit more negative action previously. So a lot of them were trading below their 200-day moving averages. But now Toll Brothers is back above its 200-day moving average, kind of based. So this is what we sometimes call a bottoming base,
right.
where it's formed this base above the 200-day moving average. We're not really interested in stocks that are below the 200-day moving average. That's not our game. So this is now back above the 200-day moving average. It's back above the 50-day moving average line, and we'll see how the home builders kind of do. Toll Brothers is one of those. You have a lot of home builders out there right now. REITs are showing a lot of strength. They keep on popping up in the IBD 50. So it'll be very interesting to see if earnings come out and what that looks like.
Okay.
Their last earnings report, they had a 25% surprise. So we'll see what they come up with this
All
time.
right, and I'm sure we'll have coverage right on the homepage of investors.com. So we'll check on Toll Brothers earnings. All right, folks, that'll do it for today. Good up session for the market with the Nasdaq up again just about 1%. Small caps outperformed. That'll do it for today. Just a reminder, we've got some things that we're going to talk about. Let's see, we've got the webinar coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. And that is Navigating Earnings. That's going to be with Ed Carson and Arusha Paris from MarketSmith. So be sure to join us for that. And then we also have our social media outlets that you want to check out. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. All right, folks, that'll do it for today. Thanks very much, Justin. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow at the same time for another update on the stock market.